Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Hammer. Today is Wednesday, November 20th, 2024. I, of course, am with Originator Success here with your daily mortgage rate update, the only place on the web where you get to join me live each and every weekday morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, broadcasting to you on Facebook and on YouTube. If you're watching on the replay, don't forget to give us a hashtag replay. Let me know in the comments. Let me know that you were here. Let Facebook and YouTube know that you were here. Don't forget to smash that like button, tag an LO friend, or share this post in a group if you're on YouTube. Also, remember to subscribe and give us a thumbs up. Now, let's say hi to the live folks. I got a question for y'all. How's my video quality? So I upgraded to the new Mac Mini. My you can see it behind me there. My old dinosaur iMac 27-inch was from, I don't know, 2015-ish, and actually stopped being supported by Apple a while back, and they stopped all the security updates this month. So I bit the bullet, bought a couple of new monitors, bought the new iMac Mini, or the Mac Mini, this time around instead of an iMac. One of the cool features is you can use your iPhone as a webcam. And I got to tell you, on my screen, the clarity is freaking amazing. I can't wait to see the replay and how this is coming out for y'all. But I just thought it was pretty damn cool. And I might play with it a bit more. It's kind of gets in the way, makes it very obvious when I have to look at other things on the screen. But when I'm chatting to you, it's got to feel like we are just like eye to eye right now. But I can't wait to see. So I am just a technological marvel these days, between having, internet that was introduced 10 years ago with broadband and fiber optic internet, and now having, a new computer. I mean, this is just epic technology here. So anyway, y'all, if you're here this morning, say good morning. I'm going to go ahead and look at the other screen so I can say hi to my live folks. I have to get somewhere I can move the camera with me, and I'll be like, bang. And so I'll be talking over here, and I'll be like, bang. And I'll be talking over here, bang. So let's see who we got. We got Jason Hanson. Good morning, sir. Greta Chene, Babani.loans. Babani. All right. Good morning. Ron Siegel. Good morning, sir. National Peanut Butter Fudge Day. To hell with peanut butter fudge. Robert Shears, good morning, sir. Mandy Kangas, good morning. I'm curious on how this looks on if I'm looking at the camera. Deb Dickinson, good morning. Yes, Ron Siegel, I am using my phone as the webcam, and I'm holding it in my hand. I'll put it back on the stand so it's a little less wibbly wobbly. Pretty damn cool, right? I want to know the video quality on this. I'm going to play with this a little bit. So definitely checking this out. Let's see who else we got here this morning. Nathan Einkorn, good morning. Nathan, I want to tell you the story about how I got stung in the ass by a scorpion. Now, this wasn't recent. This was a couple of years ago, but I came across the picture because I got the new computer and I'm cleaning up, stuff, and I found that image on a hard drive somewhere. So I'm going to tell you that story, but not right now, but I will tell you that story. Good morning, Rob Stewart, John Melnick. Great to see y'all, my friends. James Mahan, Mallory Fotiadis. Good morning, Deb Dickinson, Mike Brown, Jerry Avila. Great to have you here. Great to have all of you. Kyle Mazikas, good morning. All right, so let's get to some of the good stuff. Yeah, Robert said good quality, much better than normal. So again, between having super high speed internet and then this laser razor ability to have the phone thing, I kind of dig this. So I'm enjoying it. All right, let's go ahead and give you a quick recap of what happened yesterday. Actually, you know what? Let's switch over to here and we'll give it to you here. So the lock advice today remains to lock. It is just the stance that we are in. Here's a quick recap of what happened yesterday. I'm going to move this to 2-day. Actually, I'm going to put it back on 5 days so you can see it clearly. So yesterday morning, you can see right here, everything between these lines, these dotted lines here, these dotted lines here, everything here is what happened yesterday. You could see that we had a big increase in bond pricing and overnight trading yesterday. That was due to concerns that Putin was going to go nuclear. All right. That was and not nuclear, but nuclear. Putin, there was concern that Putin was going to go nuclear. The Biden administration gave permission for the Ukraine to go ahead and use American-made long-range missiles to attack Russia. Putin turned around and said, if you're going to do that, we're going to have a problem. And anybody that I got to play with this a little bit. Anybody that, is affiliated, associated, and part of an attack, that opens up the door for nuclear. So that is the concern with what was going on there. I'm going to play with this a little bit on sizing. I again, new computer, so I don't have everything I had before, but we're gonna play with this a bit and get this the way that I like it. Bear with me a minute. I will set some adjustments so where I can get these dialed in. So looking right here yesterday, up, go back. Here we go. So looking right here yesterday with what happened, we were seeing a big improvement here with mortgage-backed securities, but I mean, by this was by 9 o'clock yesterday morning, it had all disappeared, and we really just lost all those gains. But still, mortgage pricing was better. Rate sheets were better because around 10 a.m. we were around 100.60 for the 6.0 coupon, and the day before, around 10 a.m. when pricing came out, we were at 100.42. So we were still up about 20 basis points, which did open the door for improvement there. Now, but we ended the day down on the day. And there weren't really any reprices worse that we had to worry about, but this morning pricing is going to be worse today when you look at where rate sheets are at. Rate sheets today much more likely to resemble what we saw on Monday. And you could see here, again, this is where we were at on Monday, right here on the charts. And Monday, we were at 10 a.m. when most lenders start coming out with pricing. We're at 100.42. This morning, we're at 100.50. So it might be a little bit better than what you saw on Monday, but it's probably not going to be much better than what we saw on Monday. If we look here at mortgage bonds, and again, I'm going to keep this zoomed in so you can see it close. I don't like that feature. I have to figure out how to make that stop doing that. Anyway, if we look here, you could see that we are coming back near the bottom of this range. These Japanese candlesticks, you could see, they move all the way up, then it came back down, and we're testing that bottom of the range here. We saw that here, 100.50, and that's exactly where we're at today. This was back on November 1st, and we've had a couple of times that we started out lower but improved on the day. When you look at these candlesticks here, you see how we started lower, but then we improved on the day. That's right over here, and then same thing over here. So we're testing the lows here. I don't really like this. Rate sheets today are going to be worse. Reprice risk today is moderate. The only economic data that we have today that's really even remotely out there is the 20-year Treasury auction will be at 1 p.m. Eastern time. That's very unlikely to affect rates or pricing at all, though. So really not much that we have to worry about with that. Good morning, Thomas Wolf. Good morning, Amy Blauser. Nathan said, good to see even Ukraine isn't as stupid as the Biden administration. Ron says, what happens if someone calls when you're broadcasting? Don't know, sir. Never did it. You want to try it? I'll throw a number out there. But anyway, the outlook that we are looking at here is that rates are not going to move much lower than where we're at right now. We've seen some very consistent. Let me pull this over so we get this. There we go. That's not bad. Let me move this over a little bit. There we go. So taking a look here, let's zoom in a little bit. Doop, doop. All right. So taking a look, I mean, yesterday, again, slightly better pricing here when we look at 7.04. This morning going to be more like what we saw on Monday, which was 7.08. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's Monday. That's Tuesday. So today it's going to be up a little higher. Worse than what we saw yesterday, like we said. These are the new rates, y'all. I mean, at the best days, we're going to see as high sixes. When you're looking at your Govy stuff, you're looking at Govies that are in the mid sixes, basically. We're much more likely to see rates continue to creep higher in 2025 than we are to see them creep lower. In order to see them creep lower, we would have to see some pretty big changes in expectations. That would have to come from economic data and labor market data. So our next we're going into Thanksgiving next week, and then December 6th, we have labor market data, the PCE, personal consumption expenditure data. Oh, yeah, there you go. Juan said, put your phone on focus. Do not disturb. Phone calls won't come in. Yeah, there you go. You know what? Not many people have my number anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. I don't like to give out my cell phone number. So anyway, taking a look here, when it comes to the whole idea of what's going on with the Fed, remember, this is really what we have to worry about. Right now, it's about a 60-40 expectation that we'll still see one more rate cut next month, and that would be a quarter-point cut. But the expectation is that'll be the last one we see for this cycle. Now, remember, I've said this again and again, and I'll just continue to explain it. The Fed overshot. I have to get on that here. Let's see. Okay, there we go. The Fed overshot the neutral rate, and kept pushing in order to bring inflation down. Now they're trying to get back down. Markets were expecting that by the end of next year, we'd be in the, maybe at 3% for a Fed funds rate. Okay. The expectation now, much higher than that, anywhere between 3.5 to 4, right? With a basic median here of 29% at 3.75. And when we compare that, there's really not much of a comparison when it comes to the December, but you can really see it in October. Take a look here at these light blue. This is a month ago. A month ago, the expectation was much, much higher, 31% that we would be at 3.25, and at least 20% that we would be at 3%. So you're looking at over 50% probability that we were going to be at 3.25 or lower. And now those expectations are about 30% will be at 3.75. The dark blue here, about 20% would be at 3.5, and 25% that would be at 4. Markets are believing that we are going to end next year much higher in Fed funds rate. Now, the Fed funds rate, of course, doesn't set mortgage rates, but the reality is that, it's all an ecosystem, and the underlying variables on why we wouldn't need to see the Fed funds rate go down are the same variables on why we wouldn't see mortgage rates go down. Nathan, I just have your burner phone number. Nathan, you may have my cell, but you're one of a very, very limited few. So anyway, in fact, I've got two numbers now. So I give out a second number, because of eSIMs. So yeah, but anyway, take a look at what we got going on here. Some other headlines to pay attention to. Yesterday, the expectation was, hey, Putin is going to go nuclear on us and blow everything up. Today, the talk, Vladimir Putin open to discussing a Ukraine ceasefire deal with Donald Trump, according to 5 sources with knowledge of Kremlin thinking. I don't know what that is. We'll take it for what it is. But we do know that Trump and Putin were able to have some different things when Trump was president. And Trump, felt confident that he could get in there and negotiate something going on between Ukraine and Russia. So the reason we're talking about this, that takes all of the pressure off the idea of a risk-off mentality and a flight to safety. And when we saw bonds improve, it's all gone. There's really no reason to expect that here. Looking at other stuff, the same things that are in the news these days. There's conversation over who Trump is going to pick for his treasury search. I don't think that's really going to matter to rates, no matter who he picks. There's been talk of a few different people for that. Donald Trump scheduled to hold interviews today for the Treasury Secretary post. Former Fed Reserve Governor Kevin Warsh and Apollo Global Management's Mark Rowan, people familiar said, neither one of which I think were front runners for this. Warsh is seen by markets as a seasoned candidate. Yesterday, the president-elect reached again into the ranks of loyalists to fill cabinet positions, tapping Cantor Fitzgerald boss Howard Lutnick to lead the Commerce Department, and former WWE chief Linda McMahon as Secretary of Education. Some people really questioning this pick, but remember something. He actually tagged her to wind down and eliminate the Department of Education. We won't get into a debate on that here on why or why not, but that's why he picked her. So good morning. Giddy up, Randy Teakle, Bobby Searson. I can give myself to y'all. Yeah. So anyway, looking at what we've got going on, there's really nothing else in the headlines to talk about. There's nothing going on in the economic calendar to talk about. We are right now holding steady on rates, and I think we're likely to see them kind of worsen here. Keep that in mind. I don't think we have to worry about them going much, much higher at the moment, but heading into next year, we could see, instead of 7.04, we could be at 7.25, 7 3/8 over here. So that's a very real possibility. Keep that in mind. That's where we're at and where we would be. So with that said, that is it, my friends. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. 14 minutes in. The new camera. I can't wait to see this on the replay. I want to see how well this comes out. I am using my iPhone. So Mike said, bring Barney Frank out of retirement. The first thought that went through my mind was inappropriate about Barney Frank. I was going to say to use him as paintball target practice. I did say paintball target practice. Barney Frank, oh goodness, I think that guy was a nut job, knucklehead. What he did to the mortgage industry and our income is absolutely terrible. I see many, many lenders, brokers getting around LO compensation these days. And I'm not judging. I don't think it should ever have been a thing to begin with. So, Ron Siegel, can I repeat the forecast for the Fed funds rate? 10 years running about 50 bips below the Fed funds at a spread over the 10-year to get to a 30-year rate. Yeah. So the forecast, let's go back on that. I'll show you that one more time. When we're looking at CME CME Fed Watch, or what do they call it? Yeah, Fed Watch. So taking a look here, expectation at the end of the year is about 3.5 as a possibility, and 3.75 as even more of a possibility. Let me turn off the compare feature so we just get a little bit bigger. So this is what they're looking at. I mean, we're talking a year from now at the end of December of 25. Markets are pricing in 3.75. We're at 4.5 right now. And right here, you can see the current expectation. So 3.75, even 24% that would be at 4. So they're looking at maybe 2 more rate cuts. And if we get one in December, that's 1 cut in 2025. And of course, as Ron knows, the reason that the forecasts are moving this direction is the Trump administration is expected to increase the economy. There's talk of what the tariffs will do and possible inflation, lowering taxes. All these things would be things that stimulate the economy, would be inflationary, and there's very little reason to see rates have to go down for that. So Ron said the historic spread is 175 bips, but recently about 250 bips. So you're talking about between mortgage-backed securities in the 10-year, or are you talking about between the 10-year and the Fed funds rate? So let me know in the comments which one you're talking about. So, all right, I'm going to go back here. Let's wrap it up. So, all right, my friends, I will see y'all tomorrow. Not a lot of data for tomorrow either. Friday brings a lot more economic data. So it'll be more of the same tomorrow, but I hope you'll join me. So remember, if you are interested, you can go ahead and sign up for our free daily lock advice, www.ratelockadvice.com. Sign up for an email to your inbox each and every weekday morning. If you'd like our text alerts, we do have an awesome text alert service, a morning text, an afternoon text, and then anytime we have risks of repricing, we'll go ahead and send you a text to protect your pipeline. There's $7 a month. You don't have to spend a lot of money on services to, just see something in it, and you can avoid all the jargon and stuff. So if you'd like to be reminded that I'm going live each day, it's at hmmr.io/reminder. And if you would like to find out how we can help you to get loans from Google and social media, because when rates suck, you're going to have to work harder to get loans. And we're here to work with you and help you to do that. You can check us out at originatorssuccess.com. Check out our suite of tools, our platform. That'll help you to get loans from Google and social media. All right, my friends, with all of that said, I'm going to wrap it up. I hope you will join me tomorrow. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.